Alright. So it's been a while, trying something new. I'm doing here a little game review, system review, for something called Bugbears and Borderlands. You can buy or download it for free. Last time I checked, off of TTRPG. Again, check on your own, it may have changed. I know the player's handbook and Dungeon Master Guide, if you want to go that route, they're $1 each per download. But if you download the whole game, for some reason, you can get it for free, which is awesome. So here, the game is called Bugbears and Borderlands. B&B as opposed to D&D. Although I'm so old, B&B for me is a bread and breakfast that my wife used to drag me to or some shit like that. What is Bugbears and Borderlands? Well, it is a version of Dungeons and Dragons that is simplified, just like old BX or Intro Dungeons and Dragons that was out in the 80s. Was a simplified version of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. They took 5th edition, like, okay, let's make it easier for people who are new to the hobby, who may not know all the acronyms, who may not be old grognards like me who played the game their whole life. Basically, it's an educational edition. You have what is the role-playing game, all that. Rule 1, real good. It is basically, if you're not having fun, don't do it. Make up your own rules. Key to every good role-playing game. And basics, detailing advantages, yada yada. Glossary of terms, common abbreviations. You know the drill if you're an old school gamer. If you're new, read it. Love it. Alright, character creation, or generation, what do they call it here? Well, this is a twist from even 5e. You go straight into the modifiers, and you have an array of them to assign to your abilities. No rolling 3d6s, not having a score between 18 and 3, theoretically, that you are going to double check to see if what a modifier is. You just put the modifier straight in the stat blocks. Easy peasy breezy. A lot of games are doing that. Merc does that, although it makes you still roll 3d6 to generate it, but once you have your ability modifier, that's the only thing you play with. Pathfinder, most recent edition, I think, does that too. Here we are. Then we go straight into what they call them still races here. But races, species, subspecies, whatever you want to call them. Start with the good old Dragonborn, Dwarf, Elf, Gnome, Halfling, Human, Orc, Tiefling. No half-breeds, like half-orc, half-elf, half-donkey. None of that. But there's a big block where you can play a lot of monster races. They should have had Bugbear being a player character race. It's not standard D&D, but the game is named Bugbears and Borderlands. I would have put it. No Aasimar, just Tiefling. Strange, but it is what it is. Alright, now humans, no backgrounds. Backgrounds, spice up your character. All that. Classes, no, that's where they streamlined. Now, if you're familiar with Redbox, BX, Basic Dungeons & Dragons, you had races as characters, so that's how they streamlined. So races were a character class, so if you wanted an elf, you were an elf. You were half magic user, half fighter. And that was called an elf. And instead of streamlining that, they streamlined the classes, so you only have 3. Fighter, expert, wizard. The fighter is the fighter, barbarian type class. The expert is kind of the rogue and or your explorer, your assassin, and the wizard is any spellcasting class. And if you look, they all have little subsets. In the wizards, you're what's called a magical bond, which is your flavor of wizard. And if you pick divine, you're basically a cleric. It even bumps up your hit die to D8. So here we are. Alignment, that's been streamed down. Traditional D&D, the 3 alignments were lawful, neutral, chaotic, and it was more a reference to games like and settings based on Moorcock, like Stormbringer, a world, the Elric kind of setting, but then they made it simpler, easier to understand. Good is good, take care of old people, puppies, yada yada. Neutral is neutral, semi-selfish, not too evil, not too nice. And evil is, well, you're an asshole, you're a bastard. You want to hurt people. That's simple. Chimpanzees can get that. Alright, Armor. This is basically a streamlined version of Dungeons & Dragons. Has everything from back in the day. The art is, some of it's cartoonish, and some of it is very reminiscent of earlier editions. But it's great. It gives you a classic feel of D&D, without maybe some of the gonzo feel you would get from Dungeon Crawl Classics. Dungeon Crawl Classics is not a beginner role-playing game. As far as I can tell, I don't think I'd want to learn playing that game. Especially a D&D type game. But this one has it's a good flavor. You have a bestiary at the end. Good stuff. I definitely recommend it. I definitely think it's worth your time. Yeah, Bugbears and Borderlands, great little intro game. I think you should recommend it to your friends. You should play it yourself. And it's for $0 download. You should have it on file, even if you never play it. Has a lot of things, some stuff that info I'm using for my next bigger video that I'm working on. But here we are, Bugbears and Borderlands. Definitely recommend. Have a good day. Bye-bye.